Okay. All right, I'm going to leave this up because I may need it for reference. Slowly. Why? Oh, because I'm still at SQL Server authentication with Joe. All right, connect. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is create a new database. So I'll use master. Create database, and I think we'll call it full text example. Whatever you want to name your database. I'm just going to run those two. So if I right click over here, we should have a full text example. You could do this full text example. So we're going to add a file group. And I'm going to look at my script just to see. We need, I think we need the data to be called full text catalog. So we add a file group. And we're going to call it full text catalog. I think it has to be named that. I may want to look that up. So you guys, let's just do, I'm going to do something like that too. So I'm going to say use full text example. I keep looking back here to think, did I leave something out? No, it's just got that. Alter database, use, add a table. So let's call it full text table. Oh, use full text example. And I'll run that. Otherwise it won't work. And then I'm going to create a table. What do we want to call it? Anything. It could be called anything. Text.
TV1.
What?
TV1.
Could be. Text table. I'm only going to put 2 fields in it. So I'm going to do, seems to me like, well, let's see. So I'm going to do like a text table key int identity 1. I don't know that it needs to have a primary key, but it might. I have a vague memory that it might need to have a primary key. And then I'm going to do text, what do I want to call it? Example. I called the other one full text example. So this will be text example. And I'll do in varchar 255. And that'll be the whole table. I just want a table with lots of text in it. Now you can do this to an existing database. You don't have to make a new database. But what you'd have to do is you'd have to add this other partition, right? And then what we'll do is in a minute we'll create the catalog. Questions so far, you guys with me? I'm suddenly really sleepy. You get in the error?
Yeah, so, no, it's just me. Yes. Okay.
It's actually, it's asking for a select. Oh, and you know what? No, I don't have a comment. That's what it is. Never mind. Got it.
Yeah, 99% of the errors in SQL are missing commas. All right. So I'm going to reference again because my memory isn't very good. Oh, so I did insert the text. So let's just go through. Insert into.
Did you run that one, Bud?
I did run the table into text table. And we will be inserting into just text example. Values. What we want are some things with a lot of text, and ideally text that kind of goes together. I mean, variations of things. Anybody have? My memory, my mind isn't at its sharpest right now. Let's see.
Mormonism?
What? No, no. I want something semi-meaningful. What I had before, the test was for the test to be successful, we must have a lot of text. The test was not successful, sad face. There's more than one test that can try a man. Success is a relative term. It's rare for a man that is always successful. The root of satisfaction is sad. Men want success. Want is what we couldn't find. Let's just do those because we can add some, we can make some more up if we want. Oops, I got an extra. If you don't want to steal those, we can think of others. Do you think maybe add a couple more?
It's going to be fun typing anyway.
You could go to the blog and get it.
Oh, okay. Good idea.
I wouldn't read to. That's why I went to the blog to get it, as I just didn't have the ambition to retype something
What's
like
it under?
that.
Is it under?
So if you go to the assignment,
Oh, is there a link?
there's a link in the assignment. So in full text indexes, here is an example with a link. And the link takes you to this page where we were. And then the insert into text. Don't copy this because we named it a different.
Yeah.
But values and again, what I was trying to do here is just find lots of versions of test and success and successful. Just different variations of things. But you might want to play with other types of things that it can do too once we get going. So that's where I got it. Did you find it?
Yep.
Did you, Jesse, find it? Okay. Are you just typing them in?
Yeah, I'm just typing in other stuff.
Oh, yeah, you can type in other stuff. That's fine.
Mostly quotes from Pink Floyd songs.
Okay. Well, one of the things you want to do, too, is if you're going to do it, is make sure that there's some variations of words like success, successful. Is there any other versions of success or test or one of these words that we could do that is
Successively, but that doesn't mean the same thing.
That's fine.
Successfully?
Yeah, let's try successfully. Since we're doing the test, anything else that we could do? We got sad. Let's try sadly. I'm not sure if the Lee works, but we could try that. Okay. We've got man and we've got min, right? So there's two terms there. This is probably good. So I'm going to run. I'm going to get rid of that last comma because it'll complain. And go up to insert and run all of that. So it says 9 rows affected. I'm just going to check because I don't know. I never believe. I did call it test table, right? I called it text table. Okay, so it's all there. Okay, you guys need a minute on that, or you got it?
Oh, I see.
I wonder, I could do saddest or sadder. Anyway, so I'm going back here for reference. So we want to create the full text catalog. So I'm going to create full. Is that one word? Full text catalog. And did I name it description? Oh yeah. We could call it the same. Test description. And then on file.
Is that test description 2 words?
No, it shouldn't be. And probably I should do something like some kind of naming convention. Yeah. Usually with SQL they do capitalize the first one. They usually don't do the variables lowercase. On file group, and we named our file group full text catalog. See if that'll run. So that says it was successful. So we're putting our full text catalog on that new, we're basically creating a file for that new file group. Does that make sense? All right. And then so we do need the primary key. That's what I was thinking. Create a full text index. I need to look at this on. And the table name is text table. And then inside of this, we need to do text example, the name of the field. And there's a part where we need to bring in the primary key, key index. You know, it'd help if I could remember more than 2 seconds. Where I got that, why it's in square brackets, if I look at full text example here and I look at tables and I look at this and I want the keys, we let it create its own key. So I need this key and that key. And it's easier to drag it in than it is to type it. And yours will be different, right?
Mhm.
Your number will be different. So I found that under columns, keys, and the P key for the test table, primary key for the text table. Where's on test description. Oh, test description. Be useful if I name things with something that meant something, I guess. Is there anything else I need there? With change tracking auto. I don't know if I need that, but let's add it. Is that one word? Was it underscored? There we go. What that means is it'll keep track of changes in those fields. So if we were to update or change them. So what this is supposed to do is create the index on the Fulltext catalog, which is going to be in that file group. And it's going to be on the text table on this field, the text example. It needs the index because it needs to know how the table is physically organized. So we need to pass it the key index. And then it's going to go onto the Fulltext catalog. And we're going to set the change tracking to auto, which I suspect is the default, but whatever. So I'm going to run that and see if that works. If it it did. That's interesting. So everything's going smoothly. It's just that I haven't reviewed this since last summer. So is it making sort of sense? We're just setting it up so you can do the full index should be there now. And then we can play with queries. There's a little bit different. So there's a thing, there's like free text, and there's another thing that contains. And we could do this. And if you go online, there's even more. It's a slightly different syntax or some different keywords for the Fulltext catalog. But let's do a few of these.
What's test ID?
What?
Test ID.
Well, so it's different now. We named it as text table key. So if I were to do the same field, I mean, it wouldn't work exactly the same. I'll bring them over, but we'll change them. These won't work, but so I don't have to keep all right, so the first one, all the instances of the word sad. So I'm going to select text example key, text example from, what is it, text table. And then this is the part where free text, not we, where free text and then you give it the field name, which is weird because is it text table key?
Yeah.
So you basically it's like the string you're looking in and then what you're looking for. And that should give us all the instances with sad. Now this one isn't looking for grammatical variations. It's just looking for the literal word sad. More practical is if you were looking for in a catalog and you were looking for, oh, what would you be looking for? Some keyword in it. What?
Keyword.
A keyword. I'm just trying to think of a good keyword. Like, say you just wanted to see what RAM something had, you could be searching for just RAM, right? And typically, this would have been built into the query window in the web form, right? So you wouldn't have to write it. Yeah.
What change happened when you created the full-text index? That section line above.
So it put the index on that file group. So if we go, we should be able to see it. I'm going to right click on this and do properties for the text, actually not the text table, the database, full text example, properties. So if we look at files, it just says it has the primary and then the row, but if we go to file groups, it has the full text catalog. It's interesting, it doesn't have a file there, but it does require the full text catalog as a group, file group. There is an index that's put in that group, but I guess it doesn't mark it as a file. Does that make any sense? So this creates the index which goes into that file group, but it doesn't.
But you got that index number.
Oh, this number I got from the.
Somewhere else.
I got that from text table, and I looked at the primary key. It has that bizarre number because we let it be auto-generated. That's where the index number comes from. All right, let's do another one of these free text examples. This is the one where this looks for successful, which is all over the place. And again, the field names are different. So it's text table key and text example. From text table. Did I get that right? Oh, I left out a T. And then it's text example. And then I should be able to get all the instances of successful. Now, is that all the instances of successful? I'm going to do a quick select.
And I selected it, don't.
Is that it? Okay. So then I was going to do contains. I'm not sure what this does exactly. Let's try it. As I said, I haven't reviewed this since last summer. So text table key. Text example.
So we might get all the success versions, right? Like successfully.
So maybe when we do contains,
Yeah.
did it give you all the?
Let's see.
So it only gave success.
Oh, I don't. Maybe it only gives.
Yeah, I think there's another argument for.
Yeah.
I think this is actually not that different from the free text, except that it actually gave us fewer. Let's try oh, this was successful.
Yeah.
This is success.
The only two successes.
So this is just for success.
So it's only looking for that, but not any word with that.
Yeah, there is one. I mean, so if we go down, wants doesn't work, but that's okay. So there's a what?
Companies that wants doesn't work.
Yeah.
You said SQL doesn't like wants.
So the reason it doesn't like want is because it's one of those words that it throws away. It has a list of like 100 words that it just ignores, and want is one of them. We last summer we spent like an hour trying to figure out why it wouldn't accept want.
I think that wildcard doesn't.
The wildcard should bring back everything that has success in it. It's a lot like a like. So if I come up here, but there's another one. So let we do. Actually, what I should do, because these are all the same, I should just copy this. And then this has to be changed.
Oh yeah, that pulled it everything.
So that pulled all the ones with all the different forms of success, but that's actually just like a like.
Yeah.
Although it is a lot more efficient than a like.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, if you're doing huge catalog searches, you don't want to use the like operator. Do you guys remember it from?
So it has to scan every.
Yeah, it
word.
has to scan every word. Like is very inefficient and very slow. This is much faster than that.
You can use like any regular expression.
I am not sure. That's actually a good question. We could go look.
If you're like searching for email addresses.
Say wildcards and stuff.
Yeah. I don't know if you could search for a regular expression or not. That's actually something to look up. All right, so we did that. We tried want. This is the one I was looking at. I'm going to run a couple of these, I think. And there, as I said, there are other things you can do. I might go and look at a couple of these. We can add a couple of things. So one of the things I'm going to do first, and then so this one is forms of, and what we're doing is in a person. So do I have more than one? Oops. Yeah, so I have nothing for people. So let's look for success.
Is forms of a function.
Yes, it is. But it still didn't give me what I want.
So yeah, it's not case sensitive.
No, it shouldn't be. See, this one worked. It didn't work. It doesn't like the adverbial form, maybe. But this has man and min, right? So an inflectional form, man, min. Forms of is a function for that. I'm just wondering what other words we have that might be.
Mouse or mice.
Yeah, but they're not in our database.
Oh, it's thing.
Do we have any other inflections in there? I'm not sure why it didn't find success. I just want to copy that. Because we did do several forms of success, but it isn't seeing those. Let's just returning success. Let's, I'm going to add a couple of other, along with the LI. I'm going to real quickly insert so I'm just going to insert another is that how you spell successes?
Looks like
So
it.
yes.
It looks wrong. Let's see what other words we've got in here that relative, rare than a man. We've got man and min. Complete. Let's do just so this gives us a couple of other forms to look at. So hopefully it updated the catalog, which is a separate thing. So I added, let's try this one again. And it did find successes, right? It doesn't seem to like the LY. Successfully, it doesn't recognize that as a form of the verb, I guess. And if I did it, so I did complete. Whoa. Cancel. Go back to here. All right. And it did find completed and complete. So the inflection works, sort of. Yeah, for a sentence. And there were others, and I don't think they're in here. So I think last time I did it on inflections. There's also, let's just go online real quickly. Oh, actually, that's online. So I have this twice, so let's just do full text. I should probably say SQL Server. Full text search. So that's contains product description. Thesaurus I'm not going to do. You have to write your own thesaurus. If you wanted to run a thesaurus, you actually have to create a structure for it. You have to say what words are equivalent to what words. That's a lot of work. But you can create a little thesaurus. What I want is, so this is contains that. I want something where it's looking for, because you can do things where they're in proximity. I just want the queries. Examples. All right, let's look at full text contains. Basic tasks, overview, compare. Well, oh, that's all in these, but I want is this the same thing? There's forms of near. Do they have an example of near? Near term 1, term 3, term 4. Let's try, I guess. So first of all, we need to know what we're looking for. So I'm going to say near. And what we want is two forms that are together. So I need to what words do we want together? Sad or sad in face? I don't know. That's too close. I'm just looking for two words to look for.
Test.
Test. But next to what word?
Was.
It'll ignore was. Let's try in man. That's weird. Doesn't like try. Oh. I know why it doesn't like try. I don't know that that'll work though with that. Doesn't like that. Syntax again. So if you do near, simple term, prefix term. Oh, and then there's a number. What does it mean, prefix term?
It seemed like the try works, it's just you weren't supposed to put the
Quotes?
yeah. Because there's already quotes around in the end.
Oh, that's right. So try and then man. And I did find try and man. And I think you can put another argument in terms of how far apart they can be. Let's try that one more. So let's do some different words, but I just want to go back up and look at the data. How about test and successful? And we'll try to do it. First, we'll do it without any number, and then we'll try to do it with a number. These are both like 3 of our way. Test and successful, like 3. So first I'll just try, whoops, test and successful. And see what it is, how far apart, if they're too far apart. No, it just found them. So I don't know how far apart is.
Yeah, how near is near?
Yeah, how near is near?
I mean, since it's not a very long sentence, maybe.
Let's look for something that's not particularly near. Man and success. There's only a couple that are, there's men, but man is pretty removed. Let's just see if it comes. I'm just playing now, as you can probably tell. Was it successful or success that I want? Let's do this. I just want to see. It is rare that is a rare man that is always successful. So they're within. I wonder how close near is, which is something we could look. Where pretext predict top update with contains. All right. So you can do a maximum distance. What is it though? Doesn't really say how near is near. Where is the number? Is it outside the quotes or in, I wonder? That is, seems happy. No, it doesn't like that.
Maybe it goes inside.
Well, I was just looking at this. I was trying to look at the syntax. See, it has near. It is in, oh, it's inside of another parenthesis. Inside the quote. Is that right? No. Yeah, so that returns nothing. If I do 3, it brings it back. And I don't know that doing 4 or anything else will do more. But yeah, 2, and it goes away because they're not within 2 of each other. There are times you might want to look for things that are in proximity. I did this would have been useful. I did a Twitter, I had a Python script that scraped Twitter, I was looking for science, but I got more science fiction than I got science. So if I just said something like where not contains science, where they're not near each other, you know, science and fiction, I might have got more actual science stuff. Anyway, that's full text catalogs. I mean, we could spend a long time on those, but questions on those? The actual assignment is probably to just do what we just did. Let me look at it.
I think that's what it says actually.
Create a database, got it, tables and text. Yeah, so turn in the SQL we do in class. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, really. If you want to do another table or something to play with it, it wouldn't hurt. I mean, the more you play with any of this stuff, the more likely it is to stick.
So is this, can you like do countings or countings in here?
What, count how many?
Like how many will appear?
I don't know if you can do that with this or not. Let me see. So I'm just going back to, let's just do a quick. It might be too verbose. Is it possible to query a full-text discover word count?
Count frequency.
Should be available, but it doesn't say how. All right, so let's go back.
Second one.
Yeah.
Sure.
But is that? All right, let's try that. But is this with a full text? But what document? It's table valued. Oh, I bet if I do, that doesn't make sense.
So it's like DB ID, object ID.
Text table. Select
So this is
star.
from this table.
Okay. Go ahead, yeah.
There's a parenthesis that goes in between.
Oh, okay. Where did you find that?
Do you remember the first one they opened? There's like a link inside.
All right, so let's see if I can go back. So back.
First one. There's a link. Yeah, walk in. And then the middle, yeah, there it is.
So control C. I was sort of getting there, but control V. And it won't be table 1. It'll be text table. See if that works.
Oh,
So these are the keywords. Occurrence count. Man to, why does man appear multiple times? Min, ones, relative. Rest. I didn't see rest anywhere in there. Is there?
I don't have rest in mind.
You don't?
You said, because you added on the afterwards value.
Oh, but
Yeah.
not to rest, yeah. Successfully. So it has if we really wanted to see just the count, we could do select display term. And then occurrence count. I think that would give it, oops, I spelled it wrong. OCCURENCE. Why doesn't it like occurrence count? Oh, extra. Didn't have an R in there. And that would give, and I think we could order it by,
We still need cards.
that didn't work. The order by didn't work. All right. So if I go down, so why are they all only one? Occurrence count must be the wrong word. That mustn't have been what I wanted. That's why the order by didn't work. They're all one. Document ID, occurrence count, display term. Where is the other, didn't we have a field that showed how many? Why is it not showing that now? Occurrence count isn't accurate now. It's like there's a field that just went away.
Column ID is 1, or is number 2 on all of them.
Yeah, because they're all in the same column. Document ID, it should be the occurrence count. But why is it not? It's got the right words. Why do we have all these end of? Do you have the count still, or has it gone away? What did I do to make it go away?
Count.
So the occurrence count should be the count. But before, when we were looking at it, it had a count.
It's just using different systems.
I don't know. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. So what time is it? 2:16. Do you guys have? I'll look into this a bit more, but that should.
You should do the asterisk on the select. Do the select.
I did.
And just change to DMF index Q, no by, not by document.
Oh, just get rid of the
Yeah.
by. Like that.
No show you.
Whoa.
What we have.
Did I delete it? It's down. It's up above that.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, that gives it. That worked. And if we order it, should work. Order by document count. Descending, and it should give the most popular words first. So, into file is the most popular word. Test is the next most popular, and then successful, and then success, and then man, and then a lot of twos.
Where's the end of line?
I think, I don't know why there's an end of file. Do you have end of file? It's a invisible character. But this, yes, you can find the count of how many times a word
I think
occurs.
it's like the comma actually creates end of file.
Maybe.
That's because we have like 11 lines of values. And so like the first value has 4.
Well, maybe just the end of the line, the quote.
Yeah.
The end of the
Yeah, I
quote.
think that has sure.
Because I have 11 of
Yeah,
those.
11 of those that will
Yeah.
then make creates like the end of file at the end of the column. Quote and quote single quotes.
But notice that it doesn't count words like is. It doesn't count the. Doesn't count want. That was one of the words, as I said, we were searching for before. But so that's enough, I think, for the this one. Do you guys have questions though? I mean, there's a lot you could do with it. There's more sophisticated queries you can do.
I'm trying to find these at the full drainage chapter.
There isn't a chapter for this one. That's it used to be if you got an older version of the book, but they've always tried to keep the book, the step-by-step book, about the same thing. And as new topics came in, old topics went out. And then, so there isn't a topic of the full text index in there. But I think it's still useful to at least be aware that it exists. So, do you need me to post this?
If it's in the blog, right?
It's what we did is mostly in the blog. We changed the names of a few things.
I missed the last.
Well, and there's a couple of things at the very end that we didn't do that aren't in the blog. We did not do near. The blog doesn't have near.
Okay.
And it doesn't have that thing where we're
Okay,
searching.
Then post, please. Post.
Yeah, I'll put it there. I'll delete the comments because those are the old blog. They were there for me to refer to. So, yeah, I'll put them. I'm going to put this at the bottom though, because I think it belongs more there. Then I think what we'll do is we'll try the log shipping if you guys have the ambition for it, because we're still an hour. Yeah. But we're pretty much done with the assignments other than preparing and doing the reports, which bothers me a little. So I will try to come up with some more reports. I've been trying to do the employment one. It's actually a lot of work, though. probably why nobody took it.
Reports is in like SQL reports?
Well, the presentations.
Oh, presentations.
Yeah. With you guys, I think it's because the class is so small and you guys are fairly good at it. It didn't take very long. Some years it's this, crowds, we barely have time for the reports, or the presentations, but. So Control A, Control C.
When is the last day of school? 15th?
The 18th. But if we're done before then, we might take the last day off or something. The 18th is a Friday, by the way. We wouldn't be here there anyway.
So that's the last day of class?
Last day of finals and everything. Finals is in the summer is a lot less formal. They don't actually reserve a finals time. It's just in class time.
Oh, I see. So there's no like special schedules for finals.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to stop this